Divorce papers surprise. I opened the door in my pajamas, expecting a package, and instead found my boyfriend's ex standing there with a kid on her hip, a boy with the same stubborn jaw and hazel eyes as the man snoring upstairs. Before I could even process her showing up, she shoved an envelope into my hands, her lips twisted in a smile that said she'd been waiting for this. "You should read those," she said, loud enough for the neighbors to hear, and I glanced down to see divorce papers, addressed to me, with my legal name, even though I was sure I'd never signed anything close to a marriage certificate. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might throw up. The kid stared at me, wide-eyed, and I couldn't look away from his face. He was a carbon copy of my boyfriend, right down to the dimple in his chin. Upstairs, I heard the shower running, like a soundtrack to this bizarre, humiliating ambush. I asked her what the hell she was doing, but she just shrugged, like this was the most normal thing in the world, and told me to ask my husband about his family law skills and his habit of keeping secrets. I stormed inside, papers shaking in my fist, and confronted him before he even had the towel around his waist. He went white when he saw the envelope, then red when I told him his ex and their son were in my doorway. He tried to spin it, mumbling about technicalities, temporary arrangements, how he didn't want to complicate things, but the words barely registered. All I could think about was every night he'd worked late, every time he'd said he was only mine. Here's the twist, the papers weren't just a threat, they were real, and I was legally married to him, thanks to a drunken Vegas weekend I barely remembered and he never mentioned again. His ex knew everything, had been waiting for him to screw up, and used me as a pawn in their ugly custody battle. I realized I wasn't just betrayed, I was collateral damage, a stand-in wife in a war I never signed up for, left wondering if I'd ever really known the man beside me, or just the lies he told to keep us both in check.